Okay. Hey, you guys, it's Brittany Roszczyk here, and we've got Tasha Smith, the founder of Emerge. You guys, I am so excited. First of all, I want to tell you guys that I have been researching and looking into what are some of your biggest needs. And one thing that comes up over and over and over again is this need for being able to figure out how to manage your time, how to be the most effective with your time, and figuring out what the heck you should be doing with your time. So, and I see this as like a huge mistake that a lot of people make first thing in their business, and then if they've been in this business for a while and they're just spinning their wheels, we go back to time management and we fix some of the problems, and it's like they have massive breakthroughs. So yep. I'm super excited to have Tasha here because she is really skilled at coaching people through this and helping them like new light bulbs click it. If you've heard about time management before, you've not heard it like this. So Tasha, can you just give us like some meat and figure it out today?
Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you, Brittany, so much. And I want to say thank you for even just hosting this event. I know it's a blessing to a lot of people. And I know it's a lot of work for you. And thanks for having me on. So when I think about time management, I think less about time management and I think a little bit more about planning. So you have to actually take a step back and think to yourself, what's the job description? What does the business actually pay you for? The business pays you, there's really 3 roles in your doTERRA business that you have. The first role is enrolling customers, right? Helping transform families' lives, enrolling and then retaining them, right? Mm-hmm. The second piece of it is helping others enroll and retain. And then the third is developing leaders. And then developing leaders is like the $500,000 skill set. That's really, really hard. The helping other people make sales and retain, right? That's going to be in the $4,000 to $6,000, maybe $3,000 to $6,000, $10,000 range, right? And then, enrolling and retaining on your own, right? That's a different income level. And so I think it's really important that you understand what the job is. And what I have found is that the magic happens in the appointment. That if you're going to look at your business, that you look at it just the way any business owner would look at it and look at it in terms of appointment. So a class is a group appointment. A one-on-one is a one-on-one appointment. And so there are four types of appointments that are necessary in your business. So the number 1 is new customers, so new customer appointments. Number 2, retention appointments. So new customer would be class, and if you had 5 people there, that would count as 5 appointments, or one-on-one. Number 2 is going to be retention appointments. So this might be a make and take class, a continuing education webinar. It might be a wellness consult. So that's the second kind of appointment. The third type of appointment is a recruiting appointment or a business overview. And that is a separate, so it's not just saying, when you enroll someone, oh yeah, and if you want to do the business, let me know. That is enough. That's not it, right? It's a dedicated, okay, I don't want to make any assumptions. Would you like to learn how to earn money with doTERRA? Mm-hmm. Yes, no, maybe. Okay, usually what I do is set up a time to go over this, this, and this. My part will take about 45 minutes or an hour. If you want to do it, great. If not, no big deal. Either way, I want to make sure that you make the right decision. Is that something that would be helpful, right? They say yes, we schedule an appointment. So recruiting appointment. People are not going to decide to start a business on the fly. You need to set aside time for that. And then the 4th is a coaching or a mentoring appointment. If you want to be successful, we can't do things on the fly, right? We can't just verbally just talk at people. We can't help them to move into action if they don't know that that conversation is supposed to move into action. And so when you look at your calendar, many times it's because people have a blank calendar. They haven't even set intention. And so I think you are your time's boss. You tell your time what to do. And so if you go in at the beginning of the week and say, this is how many new appointments I need to do, this is how many retention appointments, this is how many recruiting appointments, this is how many coaching appointments I need to have, then all of your time just goes into filling those appointments. How does that sound so far, Brittany? How am I doing?
Yeah, I love that. It just is this totally different shift. Like the verbiage that you use just helps us shift that a little bit in our mindset. So, Tasha, you're saying if somebody comes in at the beginning of the week and they say, I'm blocking now 2 hours for new customer appointments, right? Like maybe they've got 2 blocks of that. And when they get to that, they don't have any new customers yet, then they should just work during that time to find new customer appointments.
Well, I would just say you have to find new customer appointments.
Okay.
Right? So what I would look at, so let's use just a practical example. So let's say you have someone who's working 15 hours a week in their doTERRA business. The formula we would use, so we would divide that in half, and half of your, that would give like basically one appointment, 2 hours, right? Because you have prospecting and admin and all that in there. So we'll say this person can do 7 appointments in a week. Then we would split it in half again. Half would be for customers, half would be for your team. So then I would say you'd have 4 appointments that would either need to be new customers or wellness consults. Okay? We would have 1 business overview, right? If you're going to grow your business, you have to focus on at least 1 business overview a week. And you have time for 2 coaching calls. If you don't have anyone on your team, you'd shift those to 3 recruiting conversations.
Right.
Right. Because that's how many you got to focus on building your team. Then in all the other space, you block off time elsewhere to just say, my mission critical is to fill up that time. If you look at it for like a restaurant, you have to fill it for dinner time. There is no option otherwise. If you don't fill dinner time at your restaurant, you aren't going to make money. So it can't, I don't mean to like give you a hard time, but we can't even start with that thought process.
Yeah.
Right? We have to start with this. These are my operating hours. This is my restaurant and this is dinner time. This is where we make money. Because if you run a restaurant, it's unacceptable to not have people at dinner time. You'll go out of business.
Right.
And that is the time management philosophy that I want people to start taking, is act almost as if your life depended on you earning this money. Which it does, right? And, you know, for me, I work from 8 to 6, and my job is to be on Zoom all day. That's just my job. If I'm not on Zoom, I have done something wrong in the times I'm not on Zoom. So, you know, today, for example, you're one of 9 appointments.
Right.
Because my job is to be on Zoom, connecting with leaders, coaching, or connecting with future clients, right? And speaking with them about what else we might have to offer. And that's just the job. And so what I have to do on Mondays is I have time blocked out on Mondays and Thursdays to connect with people, reach out to people, ask for referrals if necessary, follow up with previous clients, and make sure that all the other times are done. And I don't give myself an out there. I'm sure you're going to interview Jenna soon. So Jenna, she gives a really great analogy on operating hours. And she says, imagine if you had a business in a shopping center and you said, well, some days I'm open from 12 to 4 and some days I'm open from 4 to 6. And, you know, today we're just closing early. Like, have you ever gone to a store and the sign says closing early?
Yeah, no.
No. And if you have, you're like, what the heck is going on here?
Right.
And so part of the time management game, Brittany, I think, is not looking at scheduling as optional, but I always look at it as a flexible schedule. So a flexible schedule means you can move your schedule up and down and around, but it doesn't mean you don't have a schedule. Right? It's a flexible schedule. So what does flexible schedule mean? If I have to go to the dentist in the middle of the day, so I work 8 to 6, that's my schedule. Now I can, in theory, schedule a dentist appointment in the middle of the day, right?
Yep.
But if I take a 2-hour break, what does that mean for my flexible schedule? It means I now work from 8 to, let's say my appointment is at 2, right? And I come back at 4. That means now I add that extra hour of my flexible schedule to the end of the day. That is a flexible schedule.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to a whenever schedule, which isn't a schedule at all. So it's understanding that in network marketing, what you have is you have a flexible schedule, which means you can make those appointments, right? You could put them all on Friday and Saturday if you wanted, or you can do a day, but either way, it's a schedule, and adhering to that is going to be the best way for you to be able to have consistent results in your business.
Awesome. Yeah.
Was that too mean?
No, that's perfect. I love it. I think that's just what people need to hear, and understanding like this is where you put your hours in. And I guess what I was trying to reiterate for people when I was asking the question, like the clarify question, was like helping people understand that when you say you're doing your calls and there isn't a call you filled, like you're saying, that's unacceptable. That's like not an option, right?
Yeah, it's unacceptable. And what I would do in flexible scheduling is not use that time for calls, because I think that does give people an out. I would take that appointment block, move it, and move a prospecting block.
Okay. See, that's really powerful. Oh, I love that. Okay.
Right. So let's say I mean, right now it's Friday at 3:20. But let's say I was supposed to have an appointment today. I mean, I have one, right? But I was supposed to have one at 4 today. And I was supposed to have prospecting time on Monday. Okay. I have prospecting time Monday between 11 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll do in that scenario is I would flop those. I would move my prospecting time here, and I would make my appointment here, so I still hit my appointment goal.
Gotcha.
That's the flexible schedule part of it, but it doesn't.
But still keeping yourself accountable. Like, yeah, that's the hardest part for people.
I'm not off the hook on my appointment goal because I didn't hit my goal.
Right.
Right. I just have to shift my prospecting time, and I have to do more appointments on a different day because I didn't make this particular time happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the difference in like the seriousness with which you have your business, right, will impact your results and your income. And almost everything I teach is edgy. But one of the things that I talk about when I talk about time management, and this is not a judgment on anyone, or this is my personal perspective and my personal story and what makes sense for my family, but it's super edgy. You want it or no?
Yeah, I'm right. Like on the edge of my seat here. Okay, what's the edgy? Yeah.
So this is the story I tell. I quit my 6-figure corporate job to start Emerge, and I was making $0. That's what happens when you quit your job to do this. My kids were 3 and 5 at the time. My husband worked full-time in the lab. He was the breadwinner. Okay, so pop quiz, Brittany. Where are my kids during the day?
They're either with you or they're daycare or with grandma or...
What do you think most people would do?
Probably...
I have no income.
They'd keep them home.
Okay, what do you think I did?
I think you put them in some kind of care.
We put them in daycare because I couldn't afford not to have them in daycare.
Right.
Right. Like, and from a time management perspective, what if my kids were sick? Who took the day off? What do you think?
I would think that you would, but my guess is that your husband did.
And why?
Because he can't afford not to.
He can't afford not to, and he's the one with paid vacay.
Yeah.
I work off commission. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't have paid vacation yet. Time freedom is earned, not given When you upgrade your account to Wellness Advocate, that's not when you get your time freedom. Time freedom is earned. And when I tell this story, I talk about one of my, and I think actually you guys did this to me. You were like, come to Hawaii. I had another client do that too. And I was like, how long have you been in your business? You're like 7 years. And I'm like, well, I'm in year 3. I haven't yet earned my time freedom. Call me in 4 years and I'll say yes.
Yeah.
Right? Because time freedom is earned. And so the schedule becomes flexible. So let's say there is a scenario in which my child is sick and I do need to take care of them. Well, that means I'm working Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That means, sweetheart, I love you. You're on kid duty because I took this day off work, and my flexible schedule means this Wednesday I was supposed to be working, but the kids didn't go to school. I'm going to need to make up that time on Saturday because I work off of commission.
Right. I love that. I remember the first 3 years, I asked my upline, I was like, it's going to slow down, right? Because you couldn't slow down at that point yet because you would lose momentum or lose, all of those things. So I remember being sick in bed and I couldn't talk, but I was texting on my phone in bed to a new leader who needed more hand-holding than they do now, 5 years being in the business for them. So there's just that, like, you get more flexibility, right? You get that time freedom.
Time freedom and flexibility are 2 different things. And I think
I love that you just really separated those out, because we always want to talk about, oh, it's flexible, you're just going to work it in. No, everything else is going to work in around that. But
yeah,
we can shift things around, but it doesn't mean it just goes away. And that's what the time freedom means, is that I don't have to do it today, in terms of, like, I'm going to go on a vacation or something like that.
And time freedom is earned. Flexibility starts because you get to choose.
Right.
Time freedom is earned. Those are 2 separate things. And of course, like, if someone is a sharer or super sharer, right, that's not what I'm talking about right now.
Sure, yeah.
Sharing is different. But if you are trying to achieve a profitable business, then, network marketing is either legitimate business or not legitimate business. And if it's legitimate business, it follows all legitimate business principles, including operating hours and scheduling and when the time freedom comes. I think that's really important for people to understand if they're truly trying to build a long-term stable business, which is a little bit different than when you're sharing and trying to, earn a few $100s. Those are 2 kind of different things.
Yes, exactly. When you've been in a corporate job for 10 plus years, you get a little more vacation time.
Yeah.
It's just how it works,
yeah.
Right? Or if you don't want to take that, you don't have to either. So I love that. That's huge. I love talking about, the ways that we're able to connect with people. Our 4 appointment times are vital for keeping our business going and set there. So Tasha, I think you've shared a ton of amazing information. Hopefully I didn't muddle it all up for you guys in Brittany processing it all. I love it.
We're looking for.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. You guys, really quick, I wanted to let you know. So the day before the Success Secrets, Tasha is also holding an event. Tasha, give us 1 minute of, like, what will they get out of that event when they come with you and learn directly from you? Is it half day, full day, whatever you need?
That's great. So it's half day. It starts at 3, so people can fly in on Monday. They don't have to come in on Sunday. So come in Monday morning. It's at 3. It's from 3 to 9. The link is emergesalestraining.com/Utah 2019. I think you have that. And we will be breaking for a taco dinner. I haven't yet decided what the topic is going to be exactly, but if you want, like, the real business stuff, like getting the nitty-gritty on skill development, reverse engineering your goals, time management, lots and lots of truth bombs, that's what you're going to get. I do everything workshop style, so workbooks and completion, so that you can leave ready to rock. And we'll have one coherent theme for the day. So I haven't yet decided. I like to talk about whatever is most relevant. Usually over the summertime is where I'll pick that topic in more detail. But every single time it's been amazing and transformational for people. And we really dig in deep on a certain topic versus just a high level approach. And it's great to bring your team members. They don't have to be clients of ours yet. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. And it's hoodies are welcome.
Hoodies are the preferred, right? I know I did have someone go to your event last year, and she's one of my good leader. Not that I have bad leaders. She's like my qualifying leader. I'm going to say that. And she said that she had some really big like breakthrough ahas, and that it really shifted her business. So anyway, I know it's going to be amazing. So, all right. Thank you.
I got to jump in and call right now.
Yep. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.